Okay, so there you have your very inexpensive homemade strop, and these are a lot of fun and easy to make. Stropping is kind of a neat way to finish out your knife edge. Starting out, you can start with this 1200 grit paper. Again, only spray the glue on the paper, not on the wood, and let it set up a little bit. Put it on the wood, trim it, because obviously this abrasive surface is going to wear out. It's a consumable, so as soon as this gets to the point where you can't use it anymore, you just peel it right off. It comes off very easily, and you stick another sheet right on top of that. This is also wet and dry um, paper, 1200 grit wet dry, so you can get it wet. The abrasive doesn't come off. And what I like to do instead of using water for this is I like to spray just a little bit of WD-40 on this sanding surface before using it, and that works really well. It keeps the paper from the grits from getting clogged, and you'll get a lot more life out of your strip if you just shoot a little bit of WD-40 on there. I put the adhesive on both. I sprayed it on the leather and sprayed it on the wood, and then it was a little tacky. Just pressed it on. It dries very, very quickly. And I kind of stretched it as I was gluing it down. And then the green chrome rouge looks like that. You don't need a whole lot. Green chrome rouge is pretty amazing because it really is one of the last steps in buffing if you're mirror polishing. But the stuff is really aggressive. It's amazing how well this strops and cuts steel as you're stropping. You can use a whole bunch of other things. I've got a picture where you can scrape with a razor knife. You can scrape the grits off of a 1200, 1500, whatever grit you want to go to, sandpaper, and then just sprinkle the grits on top. Kind of rub it in. You could just do even a light shot of WD-40 and then rub the grits in. This chrome rouge comes with a kind of a heavy, solid, waxy grease base, so it doesn't need anything in there to hold it on. And you don't need to overdo it. I just rubbed it on there, got it, relatively even. So since this video isn't really about stropping, how to strop, it's about how to make one. I'm not going to talk a lot about, my techniques or what I think about stropping. In fact, there's videos on YouTube that guys do it better than I do, and you can check those out. But what I'm going to use for just a little quick demonstration purpose is this knife. This is just a little kitchen knife that I made for cooking. I made this, and I made a santoku for myself that, these won't win the beauty contest, but they will definitely win the cutting contest. This is made out of a steel called L6, and this came from some large pieces of commercial bandsaw blade, for a bushcraft knife or a cooking knife that you're really using to slice stuff up and not worry about. This is definitely the ticket. So anyway, you can see this is flat ground to a 0 edge. This is a real sharp little knife. I used this to trim the leather, and it just cut through that like it was nothing. So if you can see kind of what the edge looks like there, and then I'll show you when I'm stropping. But on this, I would start here on this side, and if I've just sort of sharpened this on my grinder, or I have a burr, and it's kind of at the final stages of sharpening where I'm going to start stropping. I can see a little bit of a burr down here. Is I would just do like this, get it flat on the steel of the knife, matching the grind. So I'm looking at the knife towards the edge, and then I'm watching the edge on the paper, and I'm getting it where it is just perfectly perpendicular or even to that sandpaper edge, and just a stroke like that. And I'll do 2 like that. And then I'll turn it over and I'll watch from back here. 1, 2. That did it. 2 strokes on each side. Knock that burr down. Now let's do one more. There it is. And just, very simply again, it's a stropping motion like this on that green chrome rouge. And if you want to tell, how effective this is you can put a piece of suede on a block and just strop on the suede or on the leather. You could use like an old belt or something. But do it first with no green chrome rouge. Then put green chrome rouge on and feel the difference. It's pretty interesting. So I'm going to go down like that. So you can see from the color of this now, you can see that there's kind of a black coating there. That's the green chrome rouge in action. If you just rub that on a piece of suede, you'd have to rub a long time before you saw anything like that. So it's really, you can already see too the difference. Can you see how shiny that just the very edge is? I mean, it's amazing. Just those few passes that I showed you, and it already is that shiny and clean, and you can just feel it on the blade. So just do like that, that. Well, I said this wasn't going to be a stropping video, so that's going to be it right there. But again, I didn't do anything off camera. I did everything in front of you on the camera, and look at that. Look at the shine on the edge of that blade as compared to when I first held it up to the camera. It's really pretty amazing. You can maybe see it better like that too. But I don't know that this is a big secret or something, but it's just a tip and trick I wanted to show because you can make this so inexpensively. I made this from a scrap of wood, mesquite that my cousin sent me from Texas, mesquite or however you say it. And then, I went to a leather company in our area and looked in their dumpster and, pulled a bunch of suede and a bunch of other stuff out of their dumpster. So, recycle, reuse, reduce, I guess. I love that. I like in knife making finding things that you can do, tools, knives, anything where you take something nobody wants or has been discarded and you make it into something functional and kind of beautiful. So I love the clean look of this. And again, very simple. You work with this. WD-40 will make it last a little longer, like I said, but you work with this until it's not doing what you want anymore. Take your knife under there, peel it right off, comes off easily, and you stick another piece on. And very, very simple. I would recommend doing a whole lot of work on this on your strop. If you want to do that on a flat plate or on your table or something like that beforehand, or put it in a vise and kind of hand sand it. That's what I would recommend. And just only use this for knocking off of the burr and then starting to strop like this. So it's just amazing. That knife is just really sharp now. I should have had a piece of paper or something to cut to show you. But it's just a real keen edge. It's a real smooth edge, and that is literally all the stropping time that I had on that. There, you can just kind of see that right there. So make one. They're easy.